Hello and welcome back guys to an F1 Manager video. Today we'll be doing the Chinese Grand Prix for the Shanghai International Circuit. We've got a response that we need to that requires our responding, and it's about either moderate changes to the regulations on what seems to be just overall, or minimal changes to everything overall. We are probably going to vote for minimal regulation changes, as this wouldn't really affect us too much in a good way or a bad way. So we're just going to do minimal changes to the regulations, as I'd like to get some decent change for our car and be able to focus on this season's car, which will help next season. And we'll continue through. Gonna make sure that we have all of our car parts that are getting manufactured. Both cars will have an upgraded chassis now. We've got a new suspension as well for this race, so that's a good upgrade to have. Now let's continue.
Where's your appointment next week, mate? What'd she say?
We'll be getting the new chassis on the car for the future races. Seems like most people have voted for the minimal changes, so we're going to have minimal changes in the regulations next season.
We're just getting settled here in Shanghai, ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix.
Just setting up our car, see if they like these setups.
Green light now.
Can you hear me?
Okay, that's loud and clear. Radio check.
Radio is good.
Radio loud and clear. We need to start to protect these rear tires.
Copy.
Format the tires. Warm tires.
We'll put the cars both onto their flying lap, as we've got them on full push, ready for their lap. Their first lap and one of two laps they'll do in this qualifying session.
Copy.
Lift off.
Copy.
Both of them not putting in the greatest laps. I mean, Van Dorn's gotten some positions on people, so that's good to see. As we just need to look and see what Magnussen does, as he doesn't put in a good time, so we at least have one car through. We'll get them ready both for their second laps, as we're going to have to see what Magnussen can do, because currently we got Van Dorn through, and we'll have to see what these two can do. Put Van Dorn on full push for his lap, as Enzo Fittipaldi will also go on full push. for his lap.
And you can use overtake.
Yeah.
Van Dorn's currently just through to the Q2, and he's actually just out of it now. Either someone just pushed him out or he was already out, I don't know. But Van Dorn is now in 17th, just out of the session, so he'll have to improve. As Enzo Fitality's got a lot of time he can get from this lap, as he had a very poor first lap, and he should be able to beat Gasly with his next lap. As in the first sector, Enzo goes green and Van Dorn goes yellow. Good start for Fittipaldi, as Van Dorn's going to be looking for something in the last two sectors. As Van Dorn goes yellow in the middle, so he's probably not going to improve. And Fittipaldi's gone green, so it's a good start for him. As we've at least beaten Zhou with Van Dorn. And we're going to have Enzo Fittipaldi coming across the line to try and knock off Zhou's time here. He goes across the line, Van Dorn not improving, and Enzo Fittipaldi improves and beats Zhou. So he's only just off of Van Dorn's time. We got Magnussen, who's still on a flying lap, I think. Yes, he is. On the mediums, he's going to be on more worn mediums, so I wouldn't expect him to improve too much here. He might just get above our two drivers, but he won't get through to the next qualifying session, as long as things go expected. His teammate's gone 12th with a 1.7 seconds off of the lead time of Leclerc. It just happens not put in the best time, except he's actually just put in time that's gone fastest. So Verstappen's up to the top, as we'll see how Magnussen goes here. And he doesn't improve by near enough. So we've got 19th and 20th on the grid for the sprint race.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few
We're going to be doing mediums for the session, as we don't have a good setup on Enzo's car, but we have a better setup on Van Dorn's. So we'll go into the sprint race.
Here we go, the sprint in Shanghai. It's lights out and away we go.
Off the start they go, looking for positions on Gasly here from Van Dorn. He's fighting for his seat at the moment in F1. He's probably not going to get it, considering he's already DNF'd in 2 of the races. Oh, in 3 of the races out of the 4. So I wouldn't expect him to be getting the seat at the end of the season. And he could possibly, if he's not performing enough, he could get removed halfway through the season. Van Dorn's got a problem, so we're going to make him stop going on high risk curves as he's overtaking Gasly. Looking for positions on Bottas now. as he's going green, and so is Enzo. As we're going to be pushing Enzo a bit more than Van Dorn, as Van Dorn's further up the grid, and he's also got an issue that's caused by overheating. So we got to make sure of that, as Hamilton and Ricciardo have a tumble,
Watch for debris.
and they've had a safety car caused.
And yes, we have. We've had a crash. What happened there?
Follow the reference.
We're going to see if we can box Enzo for another stop onto a set of mediums to freshen up his mediums at the back, and Van Dorn will hold position, as we don't want to lose too much track position.
Our suggestion is to call the rear. Okay. Recharge on. Yeah, copy.
Magnussen and Enzo pitting. Enzo with a decent stop, but is being held up by Magnussen, so he's lost out in a position. And Ricciardo's gotten a penalty that'll carry over to the next race, probably a 3-race grid penalty for that, so he'll start lower than expected next race. Or actually it might even be for the next race in China, so we'll see how that goes.
Mode charge. Safety car in this lap. For the restart, we will need mode race.
Copy.
Now we go for the end of the safety car. Van Dorn up in 15th and Enzo Fittipaldi down in 20th.
Can try one more step, push on tires.
We need to get these tyres to last.
And with one step more management on 12.
Okay, so now we just gotta hope Van Dorn and Enzo Fittipaldi can both keep up. Enzo's stuck in last at the moment and probably will stay in last. And Van Dorn's in 17th, doing decently in the race at the moment. Norris seems to have taken a good gamble as he went onto the softs, the safety car, dropped all the way to the back and is doing alright at the moment. So he's doing pretty well. As we currently sit in 16th and 19th at the track at the moment. As Joe's fallen backwards quite a fair bit. Enzo's pretty good in his tyres, so he'll be able to go faster later on in the race. As he's now need to go balanced on fuel, and so does
Just
Van
try a
Dorn.
little more lift off.
Make him push a little bit so he can get ahead of Sargent. And hopefully stay ahead.
We save fuel when you can. We can push one more step on tires.
Looks like Van Dorn and Enzo will come home for the P18 and 19 at the moment, as that's the way
Max
things are looking.
Verstappen over the finish line to win the sprint.
We'll come home for P18 and 19.
And check reflect. Don't worry.
The competition out there was certainly tough today, and it leaves many coming away from the sprint empty-handed.
It's a P18 finish, and let me assure you, no one wants to find themselves down there.
Our weekend continues.
Green light now. Warm tires and brakes. Press overtake when you want. Copy.
Fortunately, Fittipaldi's locked up, so he's ruined his tyres and probably his first run with it. So we're definitely going to have to go for a second run with Fittipaldi. But for Van Dorn, he's got a good lap that he can do. We'll see how they go in their sector timings. Van Dorn seems to be going better than Fittipaldi in the sectors, as he's gone faster in both sectors to Fittipaldi. Van Dorn goes to a 1:33.8,
And try to cool the tires when you can.
and Fittipaldi goes slower with a 1:35.4. Not the best from Fittipaldi, but he was on an old set of tyres because he's locked up.
Copy.
brakes.
Copy. Just warm up tires.
And confirm we can push more on the tyres.
Push. Copy. No more management needed.
On to their second qualifying lap. Enzo's got a lot of improving to do, and Van Dorn see if he can keep his way into Q2. As we haven't made, I don't think we've made Q2 yet in either sprint or the race. So yeah, we got some improving to do there as Van Dorn goes yellow and Fittipaldi goes green. Fittipaldi goes green in his second sector and Van Dorn goes yellow, so Van Dorn doesn't look like he's going to improve. But Fittipaldi does look good to improve at the moment, and he should be on level with Van Dorn, as Van Dorn's knocked out of qualifying as long as he doesn't improve his second lap. And Fittipaldi will have some improving to do, see if he can go faster than Van Dorn, and doesn't. He only goes 21st, so it's not a good qualifying from him. And Van Dorn can't do anything about Albon, so Albon's going to be through and Van Dorn's out. As long as Gasly doesn't improve, which he looks like he's on a flying lap, so he can still improve his time. As Gasly's about to go across the line to finish his flying lap, and he doesn't improve by enough, so Van Dorn's going to be in 17th and Fittipaldi's in 21st. Max Verstappen tops the session over Leclerc and Sainz, Oscar Piastri 4th and McLaren of Norris in 5th. Perez has a penalty and is in 6th, and so does Ricciardo in 9th. Russell out in Q2, as we just went out in Q1 with both our drivers. Almost getting out there, Stoffel Van Dorn, but not quite. We're going to be doing medium hard hearts for both drivers, as it seems like the best option for this race. We'll set both drivers up for the start. Should be medium hard.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. Well, they certainly appear calm and composed, Eddie. The excitement is building here in Shanghai. And it's lights out, and away we go.
we have to keep Van Dorn off the curbs because his car's getting affected by that. So you just got to make sure he doesn't ride the curbs too much. Van Dorn currently sitting in the solid 17th as he looks like he just went through a car. It kind of scared me a little bit there as it's gone right into the back of a car inside of it. And currently sitting clear. As Russell's gone off ahead of us, giving us positions for both our cars. As he's spun, Van Dorn looking for a move on Magnussen as he goes down the inside into the turn and then turning into the outside, back into the inside. He gets the position off of Magnussen, goes up into 15th for a second as Magnussen makes the move back on him. As Enzo's made a move on Gasly and he's looking to make a move on Bottas, but hasn't gone for that. Enzo going up as well as Van Dorn, both going up positions on the track. This will calm Enzo's tyres down as he's really burning through them. And he goes up and makes a position on Ocon. Good start from him in this race. And same for Van Dorn.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
Magnussen looking for a move on Van Dorn as he goes up a position into P15. Van Dorn currently sitting in 15th with Enzo Fittipaldi in 19th, losing a couple of positions lately there Fittipaldi. As Van Dorn's looking on moves on Magnussen. Seems like most other drivers went on softs at the start, so there's a bit of a variety of strategy on here. As we've gone with the mediums to start with, and we're not even using softs at all in the race. So yeah, that's how things are going. As Fittipaldi loses his position on Gasly, as Gasly overtakes him as well.
Are you okay?
VSC.
That's a bit annoying. Van Dorn's crashed and retired from the race.
VSC ending.
Copy.
And Fittipaldi's now locked up, which isn't good and not good for the tyres either. As he loses his position to Joe,
Anything can happen.
and this is turning out to be a very bad race for us.
There's a VSC. Follow the delta.
We're going to box in for a set of hards, as the virtual safety car has been brought out.
Okay.
So Joe's crash.
Copy, up in the box.
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
And now you can push. Overtake is available. We need to slow down.
Copy.
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
Temperatures seem okay again.
Norris coming in for a pit stop as he gets what looks to be a decent stop. Not sure what time it is, but we might say the end of the race. We need more lift and coast. We're gonna box Enzo Fittipaldi in the next couple laps as he's due for a pit stop. We're not even close in this race, so we're well and truly out of it. But we'll see what we can do. As we're lapped by 10th place at the moment, so that's not a good race for us. Almost 2 laps down, so nothing good's going to come out of this race. So we're well and truly out of the fight for any points, and even any positions.
Now down to the pits. There's been a hold-up.
Okay, do your best. Keep going.
Copy.
Bottas has retired, which gives us a free position. Double retirement for the Kick Sauer team, as we're not going to get a double retirement as long as Enzo doesn't bin the car. Except that makes us extra lonely without where we are on track, as there's no one near us, as Gasly's on the other half of the track. So yeah, we've got work to do in the coming races.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Enzo will come around the final corners to finish the lap and to finish his awful race of 19th place.
That will be the checkered flag. We need to regroup and find something.
Sometimes I think you just have to accept that it's...
Verstappen wins the race, Leclerc wins the race over Carlos Sainz and Verstappen. Norris P4, P5 to Piastri. Ricciardo gets a point for RB, so that's a good race for them, getting a point out of it. We come home with 19th and the DNF for Stoffel Vandoorne. Vandoorne's pretty much certainly out of the team at the end of the season, and there's a good shot of being out of the team halfway through the season. So we'll see how things go. Verstappen leads the driver's standings over Leclerc and Sainz, as Norris falls to P4 now, after that weekend of racing. We've got Enzo Fittipaldi in 20th and 21st to Stoffel Vandoorne. Currently sit at the bottom in the Constructors, with Red Bull, Ferrari and McLaren as the top 3. Aston Martin lead back over Mercedes with that one, as now Aston Martin go to 4th. For the pit stops, we don't get any points for the pit stops, so it doesn't really matter. McLaren currently sit on top as we sit in 9th. We get some money for finishing over our target, as Fittipaldi finished in 19th when his target was 21. But anyways guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be subscribed if you want to see more F1 Manager content. And I'll see you in the next one for the Miami Grand Prix. See ya and goodbye.